What's up, y'all? This is Bizarre here to continue his series of the top 10 Wrestlemanias of all time. I believe our countdown, we are at number 6. That's right, folks. We've made it to number 6. And the number 6 greatest WrestleMania of all time, as you probably already know by now, because you check the tags and you check the display box, in my opinion, number 6 greatest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 20. Where it all began again. Amazing show. Like, this show is probably the WrestleMania that I've seen anyway with the most mixed reviews. Either you really love it or you really hate it. I really did love it. I did feel on a level that they shouldn't have crammed 12 matches into a card, but other than 2 of those matches, every match was decent to good, and we also had 3 Match of the Year candidates. So without further ado, let's get started. Match opened up with John Cena versus The Big Show. This was a decent match, not anything great, but not anything bad either. It was entertaining. The crowd was really into it. This was Cena's first ever title victory. He won the U.S. title, and he won it after 2 FUs to The Big Show, which was, oh, wow, how'd he do that? I'll give the match 2 stars, since, like I said, it was entertaining, just not anything great. Second match of the night was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, the Raw Tag Team title match. It was RVD and Booker T versus La Resistance versus Guerrero and Cade versus the Dudley Boys. This match should have just been the Dudley Boys versus RVD and Booker T, but anyway, it wasn't. Match was decent, but it should have been given more time than it was. It was only 8 minutes long, and like I said, it should have just been RVD and Booker versus the Dudley Boys. In the end, RVD hits the frog splash on, I believe it was Sylvain Grenier, to retain the tag team titles for him and Booker. I'll give the match 2 1/4 stars. Third match of the night was Chris Jericho versus Christian. This was an excellent wrestling match. I thought this was very entertaining. This was very well done. The counter wrestling, the straight up wrestling, very, very nice. Put these 2 guys in the ring and you're guaranteed at least a 3-star match. This, I believe, was probably the best match of their series in 2004. Maybe their cage match on Raw was a little bit better, but get back to that. I give this match 3 3/4 stars. Definitely check it out. And the Trish heel turn at the end was very, very well done. Up next on the show was the 2-on-3 handicap match. It was the Rock and Sock Connection, aka The Rock and Foley, versus Evolution, Randy Orton, Batista, and Ric Flair. This match, I feel, is very underrated by a lot of people. This was an excellent popcorn match. Nothing but non-stop action for almost 20 minutes. The Rock and Foley were mad over as faces. Orton was really, really over as a heel, as was Flair. The crowd was extremely into this match. And this match is sort of overlooked since Orton and Foley did follow up with a better match, a bit of a better match at the next show. But like I said, all in all, this is very overlooked. This was a very entertaining match. This is The Rock's last match to date. And if this was a way of him going out, couldn't have done it any better. Very entertaining popcorn match. In the end, Orton wins with the RKO to the shock of a lot of people, since I think a lot of people were expecting Foley to pick up the win there. But anyway, I'll give the match 4 stars. And like I said, it's a very overlooked match. Up next was the Playboy pillow fight, or Playboy match. It was Sable and Torrie Wilson versus Stacy Keibler and Jackie Gaida. I'm not going to get into this. This match was a waste of time. Should not have been on the card. I will tell you that right now. I'll give it a dud. Then came the Cruiserweight Open of 10 Cruiserweights. Although this match was very, very rushed, it was still very entertaining. Quite a few entertaining spots. After, well, actually, it was very entertaining the whole way through. You know, Ultimo Dragon in there was very good. Jamie Noble did a great job. Billy Kidman did a very good job. Ray, as always, did a good job. And the whole Chavo Guerrero only being in there for a minute thing, I thought that was pretty funny. So I'll give it 2 1/2 stars. It was mainly a spot fest. That's all. That's basically all it was. It was a collection of spots into 10 minutes, and it should have been about 15. But anyway, still very entertaining match, and I'll give it 2 1/2 stars. In my opinion, if I would have booked this match, I would have made a 6-man Cruiserweight match. I would have taken out Nunzio, Shannon Moore, Funaki, and Akio. But those other 6 guys had them have a 6-man match, sort of like the one at Royal Rumble 2006. I would have had that instead of this. But anyway, that's beside the point. Up next, we have one of the biggest letdown matches in the history of WrestleMania, I do have to say. In the history of the company, actually. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Now, I was looking forward to this match. I was looking forward to this match the second most of the night. Only behind the Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H match. I wanted to see this so badly, and when it finally happened, it was nothing short of a letdown. Match was 13 minutes, and they only wrestled for about 5 of those minutes. Nothing good, nothing whatsoever memorable in this match, except for Austin stunning the shit out of them right after it was over. The crowd made this match watchable. The crowd was amazing. The fucking New York City crowd is amazing. They tore them 2 sons of bitches apart. They knew they were both leaving, so they didn't hold back on anything, which I thought was awesome. And in the end, Goldberg won with a spear and a jackhammer, for who gives a shit about that. And Austin stuns the crap out of both of them, like I said, and he stands tall, and I'm glad that happened. I'll give the match a 1.5 stars, but that's only because of the crowd. They saved it. Up next was the SmackDown Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. It was the World's Greatest Tag Team, aka Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, versus the Basham Brothers, Doug and Danny, versus Rikishi and Sky 2 Hotty, versus the APA, JBL and Farouk. And this was the last time the APA ever tagged together on pay-per-view, as well as World's Greatest Tag Team. And actually, I think Too Cool, this was the last time they ever tagged on a pay-per-view as well. But this match, I'd say, was as good as the Raw Tag match. Like the Raw Tag match, it should have just been 2-on-2 with the World's Greatest Tag Team versus Rikishi and Scotty. But all in all, it was entertaining, but only 6 minutes for this one, so they really needed a lot more than what they got. 2.25 stars. In the end, Rikishi just literally sits on Doug Basham and gets the pin. Up next was the women's title match. It was Victoria versus Molly Holly. This was good for a women's match. For a 4-minute women's match, this was good. I like the counter wrestling. I like the style of both of these guys. They both have a very good style that really clashes together. I'll give it 2 stars even. Victoria wins and shaves Molly's head afterwards. I thought that was pretty funny. Then we have the WWE title match, Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero. This is another one of those underrated classics. This was an excellent match, excellent wrestling match. These two guys were pulling out stuff from the Angle-Benoit match that they had at Royal Rumble 03, which was excellent. Some great stuff, some great counter wrestling, some great Greco-Roman / freestyle type wrestling, some excellent shit in this match. Like I said, I think this is a very, very underrated gem. 4.25 stars. The ending is very, very unique. It has Eddie Guerrero loosening up his boot. Kurt Angle goes for the ankle lock. Eddie rolls him up and gets the 1-2-3. 4.25 stars. Check this match out. Like I said, very, very underrated. Then up next was the return of The Undertaker. He returned to face his brother Kane for the second time at WrestleMania. This match was not as good as the first time that these two guys had a match. It was only given 6 minutes, but in those 6 minutes it was very entertaining. The crowd was extremely into it. They wanted to see the return of The Undertaker. And, they really want to see him beat the crap out of Kane, which is what he did. It was entertaining. In the end, Undertaker wins with a tombstone. I'll give it 2 stars, but like I said, it was only 6 minutes, so you really couldn't get anything out of it. Then up next was the main event, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit, he who shall not be named. This was an amazing match. The greatest WrestleMania main event of all time, one of the greatest matches in the history of the WWE. That's about all I can say that has not been said already. And Chris Benoit finally wins the title after making Triple H tap out and embraces with Eddie in the middle of the ring, and what is now known as one of the most emotional moments in the history of WrestleMania. I know I tear up. I start to tear up anyway every time I watch that moment. And all in all, it was amazing. 8.5 out of 10. 2 amazing main events and another match of the year candidate on top of that.